Radical.
Okay, so you know the kid Damien. You know, the devil's son, the name Damien and whatnot. A little bit of backstory. This kid is like 7 years old, and since he's been coming around, he has been very annoying. He is needy, very annoying. I don't like his parent. His parent told him to tell me he needed to go to the bathroom, and that he asked me to go with him to the bathroom, and I'm at the table. Like, this kid is just a giant freaking headache in several ways. He tries to super lowball me on video games. This is funny. You won't believe this. So he comes there and he likes to play Watch Dogs. And he can be nice. He's even offered me a couple quarters for playing there. I'm like, no, don't pay me. And maybe his parent actually told him because he comes there. I don't know the story. He didn't say my mother told me to give you a little bit of money for playing games here. But he comes there and he plays Watch Dogs. He always asks me if I have GTA 5. I told him, Watch Dogs, it's not installed right here. He wanted to play Halo first. But then I said, would you rather play, Watch Dogs or something? Like, this kid's like 7 years old. Halo's probably not for him, especially if he accidentally hits like Legendary in the screens. And also, he's not going to be here long enough to be really playing a game like Halo. So, like, what's the idea here? 7-year-old kid, sure. But I'm going to ask, like, how long do you intend on being here? How long is your, guardian going to allow you to be here? This is a game that takes a long time to play. But yeah, so I put in Saints Row because I didn't have Watch Dogs installed, really. He played a little bit of Saints Row. And this kid is weird, man. Because, like, 7 years old. Like, could you imagine being 7 years old and having a game like Saints Row to play? It's 7 years old. It'd be like a dream, right? But this is like a little elitist kid. He has to have GTA or Watch Dogs or something like that or whatever. I don't know. So he plays for like a minute and he looks at me and he goes like, I don't like this game. Let's just put Halo back in, So at that moment, I'm thinking to myself, oh no, this fucking kid. Like already, like if it wasn't for this that comes up, I would not lay into that kid. But I would let that kid know that, like, listen, you and everyone else is lucky that I set up this for people to play for free. Okay? So you have no intention of buying any of this stuff. You don't have any money to buy this stuff, really. And a side note, he asked about Watch Dogs because he saw it on the Xbox One. Maybe he didn't notice. He has an Xbox One at home. He saw it in there, and he saw it, and he said, yeah, do you have Watch Dogs on the Xbox One? I'm like, yes, I do. And I forget that this kid is broke, or his guardian is broke, and he looks at me and he says, like, I will give you $3 for that Watch Dogs. And I said, no, you won't. It's 20. That was funny to me. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking funny. 7-year-old goes to you and goes like, I will give you $3 for that. Like, that's super lowballing, man. But I think if he had $20, he would give me $20 for it. But that's probably all he had. Just like a little zipper, like purse type thing. I don't know what it was. Not a purse, but it was like a coin bag. He didn't have any dollars, no folding money. He just had coins. I'm thinking, like, what broke guardians? They just give him coins. Man, you know why I say guardian? I'll get to that in a moment, right? You might be wondering, why is this titled Sympathy for the Devil's Son? Well, how could I ever have sympathy for a demon spawn like this? It's annoying, very annoying. I think he made a reference. I forget who he was talking to, whatever. Somebody else was there. And he also said, yeah, he likes me. I help him sell things. Like, when has it ever been an issue? Well, he's never helped me sell things. He's actually been the opposite. Because right there, I was trying to sell something on the right side, some DVDs, and I kept hearing, Rick, hey, Rick. Hey, Rick, come here. How do I do this? What am I supposed to do? What is this? Who's shooting at me? I'm like, you know. So he actively hurts sales because the other kid that plays the games, understands that when Rick is selling to somebody at a table, you pipe down. You don't request my assistance because I'm trying to sell something. So the 7-year-old was wrong right there because he doesn't help me sell things. Now there was something that I think I said maybe weeks back, which was something along the lines of like hell, like heck, it was. I can't remember exactly what I said, but maybe he remembers what I said. And it was not just him that was playing; it was the other kid was playing also. And I think it more referenced the other kid when I said, "Hey, these kids playing these games, it makes parents look and say, hey, maybe one of these systems would be good for my kid." So maybe that's what he pulled that from when he said, "Hey, I help him sell games." No, I mean, not really, not specifically, because he hurts me more than anything else by constantly needing my attention. Uh, but I'll tell you what, I call this one Sympathy for the Devil's Son for a reason. That's why this is titled that. He tells me that he might be having to go away. And I ask him, oh, I'm going on vacation or something like that. He's like, no, I might not be coming back here any. And he seems sad because he might be getting another foster family. I think that's what he said because at that moment, there was something that really loud happened at another table, and I couldn't hear him because he was talking kind of like low because I think he was sad in that moment. But I'm pretty sure he said that he was going to possibly get another foster family. And in my head, even though admittedly that's kind of sad to reveal, I kept thinking, celebrate the time. Come on, do 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 do. I was close to physically dancing there and happiness, but I pretended like I was sad, like, "Oh, buddy, I would hate that not getting to see you anymore." But I was cracking a grin. I hope he didn't see it because it is kind of sad, and I feel sympathetic if that's the case. And his parents might not be around anymore. Maybe something happened. Hopefully, that's not what happened, but maybe that's one of the reasons that he has foster family, right? Several reasons, of course, he could have a foster family, and yeah, maybe there's reasons as to why that kid is the way he is. Yeah, but it's not my problem. Maybe there's a reason that one day, weeks back, he hugged my leg. Maybe secretly there's something more going on here. Maybe I can't put myself like in the mind of a 7-year-old because like I was once a 7-year-old kid. We all were. All of you that are listening, hopefully nobody's like, under 7 here. If so, I would tell you like, this is not the place for you to be on YouTube. But it's hard for me to put myself back there to when I was a little 7-year-old kid. And maybe I can be a little sympathetic to this demon spawn child, but I can still be happy if he never comes back. Just being honest here. Like if he never came back there, and if he's at another flea market somewhere else, annoying someone else, that maybe there's another alternate version of Radical Rick at another flea market that's selling some stuff and has a similar, table in the booth. Probably not with all 360s, but he's there, and maybe it's PS3s or PS4s. And he's going to carry on that tradition of annoying the piss out of a flea market shop people. But the more I think about it, the more it makes sense because his mother that was there with them just didn't seem like a mother. Like a foster mother, it felt like more distant, more cold, like not the actual mother. it's just like, it's just something felt like a little bit off, right? And this kid is very, very annoying. Like, kind of annoying. Like, I'm not saying like this kid wouldn't potentially have nice moments or good moments and everything, but there's just so much of a factor of annoyance with this kid. And just entitlement also. Annoying and entitlement. To be so young, this kid is incredibly entitled. Incredibly entitled. Hence the fact that he was like, I don't want to play this. I just want to play the Halo. Give me the Halo disc, whatever. No, I mean, this is, it's bad to say, but maybe it's a possibility to where like the Guardian was just like, I've just had enough. Give me another kid. This one doesn't work, I don't like this, This is the 24-month lease is over. I'm done with this, So again, I'm not sure how, if it's leasing, I'm not sure how foster families work. Is that incredibly insensitive? I don't care if I'm incredibly insensitive here. I'm trying to just have sympathy for this foster child. So I'm actually trying there. I mean, some of you might say I don't need to have sympathy for this foster child, but still, a part of me does, just because I had a really nice upbringing and I couldn't imagine what it's like to be bouncing from house to house to house. And if this kid asked me some tips, I would probably say, listen, what you want to do is not be as annoying. Just try to not be as annoying to these foster families, if that's possible. Because for just a couple minutes here at the booth, I've had enough. Like, I can't deal with this. So I'm not, maybe a child psychologist or something like that can work some things out with this kid. But the entitlement is the main part of this annoyance that the kid has. I do think that if I were able to properly harness the power of this kid, because this kid, like, it's a cute kid. It is. He's a cute kid. It's also a little messed up when I sometimes refer to children as its, but he's a cute kid for the most part. So if he was there and he was playing 360 and I could maybe train him with some lines, maybe I could make it look organic. Like he's like, wow, I love this 360. This is the best system ever. And then like maybe he like winks at potential customers looking at 360 games. Yeah, maybe I get like some sales and I shoot him a couple bucks or tell like, hey, if you help me sell some consoles, maybe I'll give you a Watch Dogs or something like that, And the fact that he said one thing loudly out of frustration, I think a lot of his frustration, and he's focusing on the gaming because of the situation with like his foster family and whatnot. He has an Xbox One at home, but he said loudly, I just want a 360 to play. That's all he wanted in life, right? He's a boy after my own heart, because I feel the same way. If I'm looking at the Xbox One at 360, yeah, there's no question which one I'd rather play. I'd rather play an Xbox 360. Not a lot of people might feel that way, but me, yeah, I'd rather play the 360. So, yeah, he's a situation to where he has a guardian that's cheap, doesn't get him games. His guardian before, and this adds to the coldness I feel. Now I'm just thinking about this now, how I know it's a guardian and not the actual mother, because when they were talking to me, there was just this distance, like they were talking about the child that was not their real child. And they were asking me like, yeah, there's like a lot of free games you can download on the Xbox One, right? Like I'm thinking the situation to where like they just say to the kid like, yeah, just download some free games. We got you the box. We just download some free games. And the fact that they've actually maybe banned this kid from being online and downloading games, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. This kid tried to explain to me how they wanted GTA 5, but they can't download it because the mother doesn't want to give their card information to the kid to download the games, but you need that for the download. And I'm thankful that the kid didn't see GTA 5, which was in the box at that time, because the kid would probably be badgering me. I think I've hid it before. I've hid the game GTA 5 on Xbox One because the kid would be like, I want it for $3. I want it for $4. This kid would not leave me alone. And you might say, like, kids being kids, I guess. But so, again, with this coldness, I could sense the coldness that the mother has to this kid that is not technically theirs. And I'm just at a loss for that whole situation. I don't want to think about that whole situation. I will talk about this situation for a flea market story because it's a notable instance. It is a story that happened there. And I will hope and I will cross my fingers that I don't have to talk about this Damien kid anymore. I will hope beyond hope that he actually finds another foster family, because to be honest, I think he could do with a better foster family. I don't really, just the vibes that guardian has given me, I don't think she's the best for him. And maybe there's a bit of sympathy because possibly his situation could possibly be what's causing him to be the way he is. And maybe he's just frustrated by the whole situation and he's acting out and he just wants a 360. And maybe that's his coping mechanism for the whole situation. I will say that the kid is incredibly intelligent to be 7 years old. I mean, seriously, this kid might be like low-key kind of a genius in the future. Might be. Yeah. I do hope that he moves on. Wherever this kid moves on, wherever this kid goes, not having to worry about this little annoying kid there would be so great. And I'm not going to say that there's not going to be other annoying kids there also. I'm sure there will be. But he will go down in history as the most aggravating kid. The biggest reason when I think about having kids where I just might be like, well, I'm out. Through maybe not 100% fault of his own because he is a foster kid, that is. And this was Sympathy for the Devil's Son. If you have any stories, like I said, did I mention this? If any of you are foster kids, know any foster kids, or have any stories about foster families, leave it in the comment section down below. That's generally something that I don't know a whole lot about that I would like to learn a whole lot more about than I know right now, which is really next to nothing. Thanks for listening. Take care.